अस्सलाम डियर स्टूडेंट्स। इन क्वेश्चंस के अलावा जो कि मैं वीडियोस बना के लगा रहा हूँ, अगर आपको कोई और भी किसी और एक्सरसाइज से कोई और चैप्टर से कोई क्वेश्चन आपने समझना है, पूछना है, तो आप मुझसे रब्ता कर सकते हैं और मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि प्रायोरिटी पे आपके जो बताए हुए क्वेश्चंस हैं वो उसकी वीडियो बना के मैं अपलोड करूँ। Variance and standard deviation. Moreover, the range and in one question we find the mean length of the data. Now let me start the the fourth question, in which salaries of 5 teacher is rupees in rupees are follows: 11,500, 12,400, 15,000, 14,500, 14,800, and we find the range and standard derivation. Now the question is question number 1, in which salaries of 5 teachers are salaries of 5 teacher 11,500, 12,400, 15,000, 14,500, and 14,800. Now first we find the range, and we know that the range is the difference between maximum value minus minimum value, and this is equal to maximum value minus minimum value. In this data, the maximum value is 15,000 and minimum value is 11,500. And the answer is 3,500 is the answer of our question. And next, we find the standard deviation, whose formula is S is equal to summation x square over n minus summation x over n whole square root. So first, the value of x, which are the salaries of the 5 teacher, we take their summation and their square summation, which is, we write it x the values are 11,500, 12,400, 15,000, 14,500, 14,800, and the second value for this formula we find x square. Mean we take square of x, which are, and you can use by a calculator or simple multiply. X multiplied by x is equal to x square. So 11,500 multiplied by 11,500, and we get 13 crore 22 lakh 50,000, and 12,400 we take its square, which is 15 lakh 37 lakh 15 crore 37 lakh 60,000, and the next value 15,000. The square of 15,000 is 22 crore 100,000. 15 lakh and It is 15, 50, 500,000. And next value, which is 14,500, whose scale is 21 crore, 02 lakh, 50,000. And the next is 14,800 scale is 21 crore, 90 lakh, 40,000. And now we find the summation of x, which is here summation x and summation x square. Now we add these values by a calculator, which is easy for us. The answer is 68,200. And take sum of x square, which is 94 crore 300,000. And these are the values of summation x and summation x square. Summation x square. And now we put these values in the formula, which is x is equal to summation x square over n minus summation x over n whole square, and then take the square of the whole value, where n is the number of values, mean the salary of 5 teachers, mean n is equal to 5. Now we put these values in the formula, we get s is equal to summation x square, it is here 940, 300,000, 5, and minus it is x square, which is 68,200 over 5 whole square, and take the square root. We divided by 94 crore 300, 3 lakh 300,000. We by divided by 5, we get 18 crore 80 lakh 60,000 minus, and we divide 68,200 by 5 and then take their square, we get 18 crore 60 lakh 49,000, sorry, 49 lakh 600, sorry, 18 crore 60 lakh 49,600, and then take the square root of the value. Now we subtract these two values, we get 20 lakh 10,400 and square root. And when we take the square root of the value, we get s is equal to 1,417.886, in which we find the standard deviation s for each of the following number of set. In the first part, it is two parts. The first part is the number of set is 12, 6, 7, 3, 15, 10, 18, and 5. Now we take the standard deviation, whose formula is s is equal to summation x square over n minus summation x over n whole square, and take square. There are 8 values. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. And then we take x square And after that, we take the sum, are called the summation of the values, and it is x square. Now first we write the value of x, which is 12, 6, 7, 3, 15, 10, 18, and 5. And then we take the summation of x, or we add these all values, we get 76. And the next step is take the square of these all values. 12 square is 144, 6 square is 36, 7 square is 9, 3 square is 9, and take the square of the other values, which are 225, 100, 324, and last is 25. And take the summation of x square, which is 912. Take We add all these values of x square, which the answer is 912. And you know the formula is standard deviation, which is summation x square over n minus summation x over n whole square root is equal to. Now put the values in the formula. We get summation x square, which is 912 over the values are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus, and summation x is 76 over 8 whole square take square root. Now simplify these values. We get 912 divided by 8. We get 140 minus, and the next is 76 divided by 8. We get 9.5 whole square. Now 114 minus 9.5 whole square is 90 plus 25. And then subtract 90.25 from 114. We get 23.75 square root, and hence take the square root of 23.75. We get answer, which is 4.87, in which the data is, we have the value of x. First we write them x, the values are first we take the values of x, which is 9, 3, 8, 8, 9, 8, 9, and 18, and then find summation x, mean the sum of these values, which is 72. And after it, we first take the mean of the value, and you know that mean is summation x over n, and we write it x bar. So x bar is equal to 72 over 8. The values are 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the answer is 9. And then we find the value of x minus x bar, in which we subtract 9, which is mean, from the values of x, which is 9 minus 9 is 0, 3 minus 9 is minus 6, 8 minus 9 is minus 1, 8 minus 9 is minus 1, 9 minus 9 is 0, 8 minus 9 is minus 1, 9 minus 9 is 0, and the last is 18 minus 9 is 9. And the next step is take x minus x bar whole square. Take the square of these all values. We get 0 square is 0, minus 6 square is 36, 1 square is 1, and 1, 0, 1, 0, and 9 nines are 81. And the summation x minus x bar is equal to, means sum of these summation, we add sum of the values of this data, we get it is 120. And here we apply another formula. The values are 120 over 8. It is only the square root. 120 divided by 8, we get 15 square root, and the answer is 3.87. The given, which is ungrouped data, it is x. This is x. Now we put the value of x, which is 10, 8, 9, 7, 5, 12, 8, 6, 8, 2, sorry, 8 and 2. And now take the sum of the values of x, which is 75. And then we take the square of x, x square. Take the squares of all the values of x. 100 square is 10 square is 100, 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81, 7 square is 49, and so on. Take all the square of the remaining values. We get and then take the summation of x square, which is equal to 631. And the formula of variance is s square is equal to summation x square over n minus summation x over n whole square. In this formula, we cannot take the square root because it is s square. If we take the value of x s, then we take the square root of the right side. And here we find the value of s square. Now we put the values of summation x square, which is 631 over n is, this is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then summation x is 75 over 10 whole square. Now simplify these values, we get 63.1 minus, and it is 75 divided by 10, we get 7.5 whole square, and 63.1 minus 7.5 whole square is 56.5. Now simplify these values, we get 6.85, and it is the value of s square. And the next is frequency. The length of 32 items. The first is length, and next is frequency. Now we put the values, which is 20 to 22, frequency is 3, 23 to 25, frequency is 6, 26 to 28, frequency is 12, 29 to 31, frequency is 9, 32 to 34, frequency is 2. First we find the mean and then standard deviation of the formula, and we know that in mean The formula is summation fx over summation f, and the standard deviation is s is equal to summation fx square over n, or we write it summation f, the same, minus summation fx over n whole square and then square. So from this data, we find the value of first the midpoint of the length, which is x, and then fx, and further x square, and the next is fx whole square. We find the first these all values and then put the values in this formula. So the first is midpoint, which is x. We write it midpoint and we write it x. Then x square. The next is fx, and the final is fx whole square. And you know that the midpoint means 20 plus 22, which is 42, divided by 2, we get it is 21. 23 plus 25, it is 48, divided by 2, it is 24. And so on. We write all the values. It is 27, 30, 33. And next is x square. So square all the midpoint of the intervals, which is x, and 21 square, which is calculated separately. 21 square, it means 21 multiplied by 21 is equal to, it is 441. 24 multiplied by 24, 576. The next is 27. The next is 9, 729. And 30 square is equal to 900. And 33 square is 1080. And the next is fx, mean multiply by f with x, we get 21 multiplied by 3, it is 63. 6 multiplied by 24, it is 144. 12 multiplied by 7 is 324. 9 multiplied by 30 is 270. And 2 multiplied by 33 is 66. And the next is fx square. Fx square mean x square multiplied by 3, we get, it is 1323. 3 multiplied by 1, 3 ones are 3, 3 fours are 12, 1 carry, 3 fours are 12 and 130. And in same way, 6 multiplied by 576. The answer is 3456. And the next is 12 multiplied by 7, 29. The answer is 8748. The next is 9 multiplied by 900, we get 8100. And the next is 2 multiplied by 1089, we get 2178. And in this data, we get the sum of the values, which is summation fx. first we summation f, which we write it n also. It is 32. 3 plus 6 12, 12 plus 12 14, 12 plus 12 is 24, plus 9 23, 33, sorry, again 3 plus 6 9, 9 plus 12 it is 21, 21 plus 9 is 30, plus 2 is 32. And the next we find summation fx, in which we add all these values and get 867, and the final summation fx here we get by adding all these values, it is 23,805. In this way we calculate all the values required in the mean and standard deviation. The mean is, we write it also x bar, it is summation fx over summation f, or we write it n also. The values of summation fx is 867 and summation f is 32. Now we simplify it, we get 27.69, and the standard deviation, which is s is equal to summation fx square over summation f minus summation fx over summation f whole square root. Now we put all the values and get the standard deviation, which is summation fx square, it is 23,805 over summation f is 32 minus summation fx is 867 over 32 whole square, and take the square root of the values. Simplify these values, we get 743.906 minus 733.87 and square root. And the next is subtract or simplify these values, we get 9.8347 square root, and the value of standard deviation is 3.136. And next, the question number 7 is, question number 7, for the following distribution of mass, calculate range. And first we write the frequency distribution first, which is in group data, and the next is frequency, and the last is class boundaries. We plot the values. First is the marks percentage, or we call it class interval also. Sorry, class limits. The next is frequency, and it is class boundaries. The class limits are 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, 61 to 70, sorry, 71 to 80. But in this data, the end is 71 to, it is 75 instead of 80. And the frequency is 28, 31, 12, 9 and 5. This is a little short class limit, so the frequency is also short. And then we take the class boundaries, and we know that the class boundaries are the difference between the upper class limit between the lower class limit 40 minus 41 or 41 minus 40 is equal to 1, and which is divided by 2, and we get 0.5, and we subtract lower class limit and add with the upper class limit. The values we get is 30.5 to 40.5, 40.5 to 50.5, 50.5 to 60.5, 60.5 to 70.5, and 17.5 to 75.5. And range, we know that the difference between maximum value minus minimum value. In this range, the maximum value of the class boundary is 75.5, and the lower value is 30.5, and their difference, and it is the answer of question 7.